Everyone in the gaming world is anxiously waiting for the release of GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto 6. It's crazy because it's such a global phenomenon like nothing else in the world of games. Only the second trailer announced has more than 500 million views with a B. A game trailer. Let that sink in. GTA 5 was one of the most profitable games in history with more than 210 million copies sold, where like most indie games would be happy to sell 10,000 copies of their games. It is surreal, the hype is surreal. Rockstar is definitely confident in how much GTA 6 is going to sell. They have recently acquired a game studio in Australia, Video Games Deluxe, to be part of the Rockstar team. Certainly to keep expanding the team, and I think it's safe to say that the studio now called Rockstar Australia will have some role to play in GTA 6 production. That's awesome! Games are now part of the mainstream media, which was something unthinkable 30 years ago. But the Grand Theft Auto franchise is something else. And that is great, having such an exponent in the games industry that can sell so many copies and set trends in the industry, not only for games but other media as well, is very, very important. But that is not all GTA 6 is. I mean, I'm not here to diminish the hype in any way, I love it. But I'm here to provide some of the perspective from someone inside the games industry and what that actually means for the community. GTA 6 is already estimated to cost more than $1 billion, maybe surpassing $2 billion by the time it's done. That's a record by a long, long shot. The probable second place is Cyberpunk 2077, which has cost something around $400 million, already counting the Phantom Liberty DLC. So that is the whole cost to produce and market not only the base game, but a massive additional content that dealt with a lot of the bugs and rough edges that the game had upon release. $400 million is already a lot of money. And we all saw that in the end, Cyberpunk 2077 was a massive game, ultra realistic, with a huge world map and solid gameplay. And it is estimated to cost 5 times less than GTA 6. Now, will GTA 6 be 5 times bigger? 5 times better? With 5 times more characters or dialogue options? No. But you can say whatever, let it cost how much it needs to cost in order to be the best game of all time. And I mean, sure, that would be great to see. And being GTA 6, I don't doubt that for a second. I don't doubt that the games will surpass that amount in sales by a long margin. And if that happens, I'll be thrilled for Rockstar. They are incredible developers, undisputedly making some of the best games ever made. They're the finest in the craft, and the developers deserve all the credit. But every year, Apple releases a new iPhone, right? And every year, it gets a little bit more expensive, especially in the highest configuration. And cool, if you want to get the top-notch iPhone, go for it. But what does usually happen to the other manufacturers? They normally raises their prices too, right? Apple sets trends in the hardware industry, and Rockstar and GTA 6, they kind of do the same for games. Because not even other giants like EA or Ubisoft can consistently have such big releases like GTA 6. Not even Rockstar themselves with their other games. But the $2 billion will become the next benchmark for quality. And that cascades down into all levels of game development. If before a small indie game would cost $1 million, $2 million, and a mid-sized game would be somewhere around $20 million, that's not going to be enough anymore. Players will passively expect more because it has been like that throughout history. They will expect more realism in the characters' animations, a bigger world to explore, more stuff to do, right? And so on and so on. And sure, that's nice. In theory, that is awesome. But I said I'm here to provide you a little bit of perspective from inside the games industry. And take my word for it, those bigger and bigger productions are becoming less and less sustainable. Or do you think that the massive layoffs or studio shutdowns all around in recent years have only the pandemic to blame? No. If games cost more and more every year, every generation, then the companies become more risk averse and they have to be more certain of success. Even giant companies with billions of dollars to spend, they don't like losing $50 million here, $100 million there in failed productions. I mean, would you? If the risk is so big, they have to become more conservative, less innovative in a way. They have to be more certain that their next game is going to be a hit. And for GTA 6, that is kind of expected. Something would have to go really, really wrong for GTA 6 to be a flop. but not for most games out there. For most games, even from established developer, from the biggest studios, success does not come free. You may not realize, but that is a big part of the reason why so many studios are shutting down, even after a successful release of a game. I mean, how's that even possible? Like Tango Gameworks, the developers behind Hi-Fi Rush, a very cool game that we already covered here in the channel. They released the game, it went really well, with 87 on Metacritic, overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, a staggering 97% approval, which is huge for any game, and right after that, the studio was shut down. I mean, what? Yes, because it wasn't the biggest thing in the world. It wasn't the next Call of Duty, it wasn't the next GTA 6, and by becoming more risk-averse, companies have to focus less on smaller productions and spend more money on the certain hits. I mean, it's not complicated if you do the math, but the math is usually not shown. Even for smaller studios to pursue funding for their games via investors, that's becoming harder in general. Especially after the pandemic, but also because if investors want to continue making money, they have to focus less and less on all kinds of production and try to focus more on certain hits. You know, for them, funding games, they already lose money most of the time because most games will not make a profit. That's just how things are. But now, not only that, but the games that do make a profit need to do so more and more because games are getting increasingly expensive, more expensive to produce every year. But when GTA 6 comes and quintuples the cost of production, and yeah, I had to Google that word, then you accelerate the effect even more before anybody else has the time to respond. And don't forget that the price of games is already increasing. We all love spending 200 hours getting lost in game worlds with so much to do, so much fun content to explore, right? But nobody wants to spend $70, $80, $90 in a game. And I don't think GTA 6 is going to cost $60. I mean, at all. And when it comes with a $90 tag, then what happens to the other games? Apple them. When millions of players are buying GTA 6 at $90 or $100, then that cascades down to all other levels of different game prices, and suddenly all games are costing $80. So you see the ripple effect, don't you? But I mean, you can say that as a player, you don't really care about that. You just want to play great games and get lost in them. But that's not how the world works. I mean, it's not a coincidence that microtransactions and loot boxes have become so common in the games these days. Sure, you can say that's pure greed from the publishers. They want to extract every single penny from all players. And if you've seen my other videos here in the channel, you know that I don't exactly disagree with that. But there's more. With production costs increasing every year, I mean, think about it. Before, a game needed $50 million to make a profit. Then $100 million. Now 500 million will many times not be enough, together with marketing costs. And how are you generating double the revenue? I mean, you have another planet to sell to? Maybe when Elon Musk gets to Mars, but not exactly right now. They have to find more ways to keep monetizing the games, even to justify developing more content to it, right? Hence, microtransactions, which nowadays are not so micro anymore. I wouldn't call spending $50 in a game skin a microtransaction, would you? But that's it. Ripple effects that you as a player feel and I as a developer feel too. So at the bare minimum, we need to be very careful when we celebrate that games are ever bigger with infinite number of possibilities, because those infinite possibilities, they cost a very finite amount of money to be made. I mean, regardless, go there, play GTA 6, beat it, repeat, I'll probably do the same. But also start valuing more of the smaller experiences, or maybe the games that can be supported over time, because usually that's more sustainable for the game developers. The fate of a lot of games these days is being defined in early access, where people expect so much polish, and when the game doesn't deliver that, you know, there's a lot of negative reviews that is very harsh for the developers to come back from. I have participated in countless game productions, and almost always the polish only starts at the late stage of development. I mean, I will not say that's ideal, but that's reality. Finding the fun in game design is something that takes a lot of time to be uncovered for every single production. So developers many times only have that kind of chance late in the development schedule. But if you go unaware of this reality, then you start judging a game in early access or beta, but the game at that point will be pretty much done. It'll flop because of the negative reaction. So yeah, in this video, I invite you to see the link between the expectations from GTA 6 and its price tag and your everyday release on Steam and early access. Once again, it's a ripple effect. When you open Steam or any storefront, you see a AAA game costing hundreds of millions of dollars side by side with an indie game costing a fraction of that. Whatever happens to the big guy reflects on the small one. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about all this? Does it ring a bell? Or to use a complete nonsense? Leave in the comments below. Alright, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.